Hello and welcome to another Modern Toy Fair review. Today I'm taking a look at the Mafex number 164, Return of Superman Cyborg Superman. As always, make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see the photos I took of this figure, and make sure to let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and feelings are, if you're still waiting on your pre-order, if you've picked him up, if you're still on the fence. But that's enough chitter chatter, let's go ahead and get at her. Alright, let's start with how the figure turned out. This head sculpt looks incredible. You've got the eye with the skin here on the one side, and the hair, which is really well sculpted. But you get the other side, and that's where the magic is. Like, oh my god, look how great this looks. The silver paint, the texture, the sculpt with all the tech lines, and his jaw and his eye. I absolutely love the way this looks. You get down to the body, you've got the emblem, the split down the middle between the sides. You've got that little bit there for his collarbone on the robot side. You've got his robot abs. You've got all the innards there underneath. You've got his ribs. You've got going down the robot arm. You've got that kind of binding at the top of the shoulder. A bunch of armor plates going down through it. And if you flip to the other side, you can see even more of it. Like, the sculpting on this is incredible. And even the hands are really well done. Like, the knuckles all have little pieces, and there's the kind of like tendons made up there leading up to them. Get to the other side, though, it's very reminiscent of the Hush Superman with those blues. And the fist, the leg, is pretty normal until you turn to the side, and you got a little bit of that tech on the thigh and the calf there, leading down to the boot. And then on the other side, you've got about a quarter of the way down, it turns into the cyborg, which looks almost like should be like a thigh cut there. But, oh man, the sculpting on this looks so good. You've got even like the boot outline there. Got some more tech lines sculpted in. Got the little toe piece there. I absolutely love how this looks. Then you get to the cape, and this is where it gets a little iffy. You got the emblem, it's actually correct this time, unlike the first time they did the Superman figure for the Hush line. If it's the same material as well, I will say it is posable, which is nice, but it's a little bit bigger than the other one. And it has these pieces underneath it, so that way you can kind of keep it up, because it always has that like kind of oomph to it, like you can see there, where it's not like laying flat on the shoulders, it's always kind of floating. And I like it, but I don't, because I like the ability to have it lay flat, and it can get a little cumbersome otherwise. On to articulation. So we're going to start with the head. You got tons of tilt and swivel all the way around. You got the joint at the top and bottom of the neck. You can get about that much up, quite a bit down. You can, well, if I can get them off, get the head off. You've got the little hinge there. You can switch that around since it's got that bend in it, so you can get more up or down depending on which way you want. But yeah, so head twists all the way around. And then moving on to the arms, they do go up past 90. You got that rotation at the shoulder, which is always really nice. Does go all the way 360 degrees around. You've got the bicep swivel. You got double joint elbows go to there. Wrist peg forward and back and spins all the way around. I get the arm out of the way here. So you do have the top and bottom to the abdomen. Tons of forward and back. All the pivot. Full on hula hoop action. The legs do kind of go up and down at the hip. So you can get tons of forward. And you get some swivel there. A little bit to the side though. Not quite 90. Double joint knees. And the ankle forward and back. You can twist it in multiple directions with both the actual part of the toe and everything. And of course, talking about the toe, you've got the actual toe joint. But yeah, you can get him into any Superman pose you could possibly want with ease. And that's pretty much how Mafex almost always is. I don't think I've ever had a Mafex Superman that couldn't do what I wanted it to. Now for some accessories, I'm going to start with the swappable arm cannon, which, oh my god, this is so cool. You've got the little like tentacle things coming out of it, wires, I guess probably the real name for it. You've got all these cool tech lines, it's very 90s. You've got the actual like holes in the front. which I'm going to show you here in a second what those are for, but first I'm going to show you how to get it on. So it does just slide right off there at the elbow, which is nice. And then this one just pops on. There is a difference in the whole like sides, so you can tell for the articulation cutout. But there you go. Really easy to put on. It really doesn't hinder the articulation. But you have these cool blast effects. And on the box, it shows them being able to be on there like evenly, but I find they still kind of go a little partying at the end. But they look really great. That yellow going to the orange. You got the spiky bits at the end. And I just really love how they look on the cannon. Then you get some hands. You got the relaxed hands, which the robotic hands are so cool. I love the detail. You've got this pointing finger with one of the cape gripping hands. Got a little detail on the knuckle there. And then you do have a pair of choking hands. Again, looks so much cooler with the robot than it does the flesh. Got all those lines. Then you've got the flying / karate chopping hands, which look really nice. And you've got the standard Mafex stand. On to a size comparison. So here we have him with my Rebirth custom Mafex Batman and the black suit Spidey from Mafex. He is a little bit taller than both of them. Then we're going to switch him out with the Marvel Legends Cell Shaded Spidey, Marvel Legends Jon Favreau, and G.I. Joe Classified Pimp Daddy Destro. Get them a little bit closer here. And as you can see, he is taller than Spidey, but he's actually he might be taller than Destro, but he's about the same height as Jon Favreau, maybe a little bit taller, which is rare for a Mafex figure. Usually they scale a little bit on the lower side, so that's definitely kind of surprising. Then this is a comparison everyone's going to want. The other Mafex Supermans. So we've got him with the Hush Superman. You can see significantly taller, and then he's just a smidgen taller than Solar Suit Superman. His head does scale better with the other Superman, though, which is kind of weird, because as we know, the Solar Suit one's head's a little bit larger, because that one scales a little bit bigger as well. But the biggest thing is how pale the red in the yellow is on the Hush Superman. It's kind of disappointing. Oh, and there he goes. Let's pop him back up here. For this last comparison, which is the big beefy boy, the Build-A-Figure from Marvel Legends Armadillo, and he is massive, and this would be a good setup too. And last up we have the box. You've got this nice kind of like graphite color, just kind of plain, but you got the logos down here at the bottom. Cyborg Superman, picture of the figure. There, picture of the figure and the logo on the one side. Same on the other side, both his name and the Mafex logo. Top, you have Superman logo. Bottom, you have all the warning labels and barcodes, and 15 and up. Flip around to the back, and you've got all of the wonderful photos of the figure and accessories. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of plain, but I'm kind of digging it. Okay, so overall, I am blown away. This figure turned out amazing. I am a 90s kid, so like Return of the Superman was pretty much it for me. Like that, like in the comics, that was my introduction, was the Return of Superman like arc. After the Doomsday incident and everything like that, obviously I probably didn't read that as a kid, but I read everything after with Superboy, Eradicator, Cyborg Superman, and of course the Solar Suit Superman and everything like that. So I am super into this version of the character, and to get the Cyborg one and have him look this good, I'm impressed. I love Mafex, and they absolutely killed it this time. Let me know in the comments below what you think, because I have nothing but good things to say about it, and I'd love to know your opinion. Did this sway you one way or another if you were on the fence? Also, make sure to stick around to the end of the video so you can see the photos I took, because I had a lot of fun with this one. And make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair to see a closer look at the photos you're about to see. But of course, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It helps us out and gets you a bunch of toy related content in your feed. We've got the reviews on Mondays, we've got the Let's Poses on Tuesdays where I show you how to pose the figures like I do, and we have the live stream Wednesday and the podcast on Fridays. But that's it for this video. Hopefully see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.